volunteer at SPS, and I'm glad to be your host for today's webinar. Today's webinar is being held by Scholar Society. Our speaker for today's webinar is Mr. Munibul Hassan Nasir. It's very honored to highlight remarkable achievement of speaker. He has been awarded ANSO Scholarship for twice. He has done MS in Chemical Engineering at University of Chinese Academy of Science in China. Research scholar at Institute of Process Engineering. We are honored to have him today with us. Before starting the session, kindly ensure your cameras are off and microphones are muted to minimize disruption. And in case of question, feel free to raise your hands or type the question in WhatsApp group and we'll address them later. Without any further delay, let's start the webinar. Over to you, Sir Munibul Hassan Nasir. You may proceed, sir.
Thank you very much, Ms. Asma, for nice introduction. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I will share my screen. Let me know when you can. So can you see the slides?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, ji. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and good evening, everyone. It's me, Munibul Hassan from Institute of Process Engineering, Chinese Academy of Sciences, and I'm joining this session from Beijing. And topic of our today's talk is China's top university access, ANSO and CSC Scholarship. Before going to our today's talk, let me introduce myself as already Ms. Asma has introduced. So I did my bachelor's in chemistry from University of Gujarat, Pakistan. And after that, I did my MS in chemical engineering, as mentioned by the host, from University of Chinese Academy of Sciences. And during my graduation this year, I was awarded with a 2024 Excellent International Graduate Student by my university. And currently, I'm pursuing a Ph.D. in chemical engineering from the same Institute of Process Engineering. This is a picture of my lab fellows, and this is my supervisor, Professor Haudu. So this is our today's outline. First, I will talk about why we should apply in China. Then we will briefly discuss about acceptance letter, CV, and research proposal, and different scholarships available in China, and which documents you need to prepare for your application. And at the end, we will discuss about the online application and the interview. So first of all, why we should apply and why we should come to China. So this is here's the first reason. This is the chart from the Nature Index obtained in 2023. And as you can see, the China took the lead for share in Nature Index. This is basically with regard to the number of publications by different countries. And as you can see from this table, various Chinese universities are competing with Harvard University and Max Planck Institute in Germany and Max Planck Society. Chinese Academy of Science is ranked #1. And after that, there are several universities which include University of Chinese Academy of Sciences, University of Science and Technology, China, Peking University, and then Nanjing and Xinjiang University as well. Here also you can see Tsinghua. So among top 10 universities, you can see about 6 to 7 universities are publishing from China, and they are ranked #1 in the Nature Index in terms of number of publications. So you can imagine the quality of research that China provide, so they can get such high number of publications. Then talking about the global ranking, Chinese universities are globally top ranked universities. As you can see in the table, there are various universities like Tsinghua University is ranked on #12, and Peking University, Shanghai Jiaotong, Fudan University, University of Science and Technology China, UCAS, and Nanjing. These all universities are ranked in top 100 global ranking by Times Higher Education. So the major benefit of choosing China is that you will have an opportunity to study in such uh, advanced universities that has advanced research laboratories, and China also offers a various fully funded scholarships. We will see these scholarship in a moment. And the major benefit of China is that there is no strict admission requirements like other European countries or US or other countries that require GRE or IELTS. So mostly these kind of conditions are not required here in China. Then we have safe environment in terms of security, and there is a minimum, I can say, the racism here you can find. Even uh, we have strong and friendly relationship in between China and Pakistan. So studying in China give you an advantage that Chinese people respect you as you are from Pakistan. So next, moving on towards acceptance letter. So I will discuss this into two parts. First of all, how we can find a supervisor, because in China you need to approach a supervisor before you apply for a scholarship in most of the cases. So major challenge for students searching for Chinese scholarship, they got struggle in very first step that how they can find a supervisor related to their major. I will show it here with an example. But first, you need to select a university, and you have to find your relevant department. And then the first thing that you will see from the university website is their language requirement from your university or the department website. Because here in China, like chemistry department or physics department, they also have their own websites, and they have different admission requirements as different, maybe vary from the university. So make sure you check both of these websites. Then check for the application fee. Only a few universities have application fee like 400 RMB or 500 RMB for CSC and other scholarships. Then after clearing these 3 points, you need to browse through the department faculty list, and then you have to choose a supervisor, look for a professor. And after you find a supervisor and its email, you have to request for an acceptance letter via email. And in email, you have to attach your your CV, and then final transcript. Like if you are in final semester and you don't have your final transcript, then you can omit this step and you can only send your CV. So when while approaching for the acceptance letter, professor may ask you for an online interview before he or she provides with you an acceptance letter. And sometimes, only in rare cases, some professor assign a topic and ask student to write a research proposal. So if you don't have any other option available, you can go with this. Like if he's asking for to make a research proposal, then he will require you 1 or 2 times revision as well before he or she provide you with an acceptance letter. So regarding the designation of professor for MS and PhD, especially for PhD, you need to approach full professor. Full professor mean in here China's they list it as a researcher uh, to a professor and associate researcher to associate professor. So you have to look for a professor or associate professor. And for master applicants, they can approach associate professor directly to get an acceptance letter. Basically, the timeline for the acceptance letter, you can start from the mid-September, and the university you are searching, of course, you have to note down the deadline, and then you can apply and try for the acceptance at least even 1 week before the application deadline. So if you get acceptance letter in last week before the deadline and you have already prepared your documents, then you can apply within a 1 week, and even the application form is not very strict in China. So next I will show how you can find a professor. So here I have listed Tsinghua University from Google Chrome, and you can see the Tsinghua University website. Sometime when you open this kind of website, Chinese website, you can see the language of website is in English. So you, in order to translate that, you can use Google Translator. Mostly in Google Chrome, it is by default. Already this kind of translation extension is applied. If you don't have, you can use it or search a short video from YouTube to how to you can add extension of translator. Then you have to browse your university departments. Here you can see from Tsinghua University, here is the school and departments. After that, you need to choose and select your department. Here you can see list of different departments: School of Material Science and Engineering, Department of Electrical Engineering, and all these departments are listed here on the university website. I'm going with the Department of Chemistry. And once I open Department of Chemistry, as you can see here, I have a new window. That means Department of Chemistry has a separate, its own website or uh, its own profile. Here we have chemistry department overview, faculty and research, institute and key laboratories, degree program, jobs. So best way is to go directly to the faculty and research to get the name of supervisors, or if you want to search the laboratories, what kind of major they are working on, you can even browse through institutes and laboratories as well of chemistry department. After that, I have searched faculty and research, and I got the name of different supervisors over here from inorganic chemistry department, from organic chemistry department, and you will have a list like physical and other departments as well. So I have to, these are all Chinese professors' names in English. You have to click on one, like I have selected one professor, and it opens a separate PDF for the professor profile. As you can see, he's PhD, his qualification, and is associate professor. That means if I am applying for masters, I can approach him for the acceptance letter. And this is his email. This is his research interest. That is the most important part while you are approaching a professor for acceptance. He's working on organic electronics, organic field effects, and all that. Then his recent publications are also listed here, like 2023, as you can see his latest paper. Sorry. So if you don't see any his latest paper over here, like the last paper mentioned is 2020 or 2018, then what you can do is just to copy his name from over here and search it on ResearchGate for his latest publications list. Mostly Chinese professor profile are over there on Google Scholar, but they don't update. Only platform that Chinese professor uses is ResearchGate. So you can browse ResearchGate and look for the professor's latest publications. So here, till this step, you already got your supervisor to whom you want to approach for an acceptance letter. Second, once you get your desired supervisor, you know his research area very well, and now you have to write email to him for giving you an acceptance letter. So email writing is basically divided into four small paragraphs. First, you have to do greetings with his proper name and introduce yourself in a short paragraph of 2 to 3 sentences, not more than that. Then in second paragraph, why you are sending him email? What's your purpose of approaching the professor? And you have to mention your program as well, which scholar you are applying for, sorry, which program you're applying for, and his research interest as well. This is your second paragraph that you highlight your purpose of email. Then in third paragraph, you need to mention about the scholarship and your academic career. Here you can see will help me to apply for the scholarship application. So this is the basic purpose. Once you get acceptance letter, your chances to get scholarship becomes higher in China. Then in last paragraph, you have to mention about your credentials, final degree, and if you have some research related certificates or whatever else you have. So I request you to have a look at my credentials, and then you have to wind up like in a proper way and a professional way. So the major thing I would like to emphasize while writing email is don't try to impress professor with difficult vocabulary from some AI tool. One thing to mention here that I'm not saying that don't use AI tool. I'm saying that you need to use AI tool wisely. Like don't ask ChatGPT or some other tool to directly give you, okay, I have this professor name, you need to write, give me an email body, and you just copy from ChatGPT and send it to the supervisor. That's not how it works. You need to write your own email body, and if you want to improve it, you can give it to some tool like Quillboard or Grammarly to just get rid of your grammar mistakes or other any mistake if you have during your email body writing. But don't rely on uh, some AI tool 100%. Second thing is that Chinese professors don't like heavy English, like uh, you don't need to show off your vocabulary. Just write in simple words and you will get your response. Before moving forward, I would like to highlight some mistakes that normally students do while writing an email body. Here you can say this is professor email and this is email subject, but there is no email subject over here, and there is no attachment like you have to attach your final transcript or CV whatever. Then he just copied the name from some website, and the name of university is not full, and he just tried UCAS, and that even professor knows the name of university, but that looks like an unprofessional way to approach a professor. And this is his research interest that clearly looks that is copied from somewhere and don't fit in the format of this email. So try not to do these kind of mistakes. And here you can see a proper email body, how a proper email body looks like. Is proper email of professor, then you have subject request for potential supervision for master studies, and there is attachment as well, and proper greetings, university name is proper, and you have details about the research interest and research direction as well. So this is how a proper email body looks like, and you should make sure that you write a proper email while approaching a professor. So till now we have acceptance letter. We already sent email to professor and he replied and gave you an acceptance letter in the form of PDF or scanned copy, whatever it is. Then you have to do research proposal, and we will shortly discuss about the CV as well. I hope this platform must have provided you some uh, webinar about the CV making as well. So I will just quickly go through the uh, CV standard in China. So regarding standard format in China, there's no standard format that Chinese professor or Chinese university prefer. Even simple Europass, you can make CV on Europass. I have provided the link, and you can make CV on Europass is okay, but you have to avoid too much information in your CV, and the email should be professional, not something like this scientist or DJ or thoughtful. Avoid these kind of things. This doesn't look professional in any way. As well as wrong self or reference contact information, avoid this as well, and avoid all these kind of things that you think that professor may not give you acceptance letter and will not read your CV. Be consistent, to the point, and include most important information after your academic background, and list a header and footer and include the page numbers if it is yeah, include page number even if it is 3 pages. And you must add your objective as a potential researcher or add personal profile in after your name and details. So these kind of things you need to do, and you don't need to, and you need to avoid such kind of things during your CV making. Again, I'm repeating, there is no standard format for required by Chinese universities or Chinese professors. Any kind of format of CV that presents yourself very well in a good and professional way will be acceptable. Research proposal writing, it totally depends on the outline and the headings totally depends on the major you are applying for. Like for sciences students, we mostly use this kind of title and this kind of layout for the writing research proposal. Once you get acceptance letter, after that you approach again professor to ask him to provide you with a topic on which you can write a research proposal. Remember that this research proposal topic will not be the topic that you are going to work in your lab. This is just only application requirement, to fulfill application requirement, that you will make a research proposal and you will upload on application portal, and that's it. Sometime professor asks you to send for revision and he gives you revision 1 or 2 times, then they finalize your research proposal. So title is mostly assigned by the supervisor, or if you are searching uh, title by yourself, then you have to look review articles and his research interest to decide a topic, and then start with the research background, introduce the research direction in 2 lines, emphasize the significance of topic you are going to write on, and outline the challenges that it presents and you are going to solve. Then you have to do a literature review, and in literature review you can simply use one or two review articles or 4 to 5 research articles to write your literature review. And if I talk about the length of the research proposal, then it is almost around 3 to 5 pages for MS applicants for CSC and ANSO scholarship, and I will recommend 5 to 7 pages for the PhD applicants, and that include a list of reference as well. So I have written text in a very detail, and later I will share this PDF with the host so you can get it in your WhatsApp group and you can thoroughly go through it. So after literature review, you have to present your research plan. That includes 2 paragraphs, and you will discuss your methodology. And in the second, you will have to elaborate your methodology, like what apparatus, what kind of apparatus or chemical reagents, or what kind of technique you will use, and how it will be implemented. For research objective, you need to list 2 or 3 key objectives that describe your research. And sometimes professor asks you to see a research proposal and with a timeline, or sometimes it is required by the scholarship uh, agency as well. Like if you are applying for CSC, they may ask you to provide a study plan or timeline of your study. So you can add following details in your timeline as well. For reference, use a proper citation tool. You can use Mendeley or you can use EndNote to add your reference in text as well as in the end of your research proposal in the form of list of references. Second last topic of today's talk is most important. What kind of scholarship are offered by Chinese universities and which documents are required? So the most famous is Chinese government scholarship, CSC. We call it as CSC. CSC is basically short form of China Scholarship Council, and it is run by the Chinese government scholarship, so we call it as Chinese government scholarship. If we talk about the Chinese government scholarship types, we have type A and type B. Type A is if we specifically talk about the Pakistan, then we apply through HEC and through Chinese embassy. Basically, embassy announce seats, CSE seats in different Chinese universities, and HEC shortlist the candidates and provide details to the embassy. And as you know, HEC has its own criteria to conduct a higher aptitude test for masters and PhD students. So you need to meet the criteria of HEC and university in China as well. And if you pass the hat score, if you have above 50%, then you are eligible to apply, and you can submit 2 applications on a type A scholarship. Second one is the most famous one and that we mostly prefer is type B scholarship. You have to contact directly professor and directly apply in Chinese universities, and there is no requirement of HAT or GRE, and you just need to meet the criteria of university, and you are allowed to apply only 1 application under type B scholarship. 2 or 3 years before, CSE allowed 3 different applications, but for now you can apply only in a single university and you can submit a single application on CSC. Other scholarships are Alliance of International Science Organization. We call it as ANSO scholarship. Then we have Belt and Road scholarship. Then University fully funded scholarship, partially funded, presidential and provisional scholarships as well. So you can see a list of scholarships that are available uh, in China. So CSC scholarship is offered by 274 universities of China every year for masters and PhD students, and university fully funded and partially funded scholarships are offered by all the universities. And a university can offer more than one scholarship. And if you are going to submit an application in university, then you are eligible to apply on all scholarships in one or two applications. Then The most important is ANSO scholarship. Basically, ANSO is Alliance of International Science Organization, and every year uh, ANSO enrolls 200 master students and around 300 PhD students. The most important thing about ANSO is that it is offered by only two universities in China. These universities are UCAS and USTC. Mostly what students do, they heard about on scholarship from some social media platform, without going into the detail. They are sending email to the professor of Peking University or Tsinghua University that I'm very interested in your research group and I will apply on ANSU scholarship, while that university doesn't offer ANSU scholarship. So how you are going to apply for ANSU scholarship? So in such cases your chances to get acceptance letter becomes very low, because the professor knows that you don't have a proper research about what you are going to do. So a brief introduction about UCAS and USTC. UCAS is University of Chinese Academy of Sciences, and its main campus is in Beijing, and it offers ANSO CSC University fully funded and partially funded scholarships. And UCAS has around 110 research institutes all over China, and each institute is a separate, I can say, a university, but you have to approach right institute as well. Here I have listed some institutes: Chengdu Institute of Biology, Electrical Engineering, Organic Chemistry, Physics, Chemical Physics, Nanosciences, and Computing Technology. So any major you want to apply for, you can get in UCAS. But make sure that you are approaching the professor from UCAS, and you have to mention in your email that you will apply for ANSU. About USTC is University of Science and Technology, China. Its main campus is in Hefei, and same scholarship are offered by USTC as UCAS, and it also has some departments and institute across China that offer different majors as well. So make sure that you, if you are contacting a professor from UCAS or USCC, then you can mention ANSU. Otherwise, you have to list Chinese government scholarship or CSC scholarship shortly. About the coverage, what ANSU covers and what you can get if you got ANSU scholarship or CSC and university fully funded scholarship. I will divide this into masters and PhD. If you got any scholarship in China with uh, for master programs, either it is ANSU, either it is CSC or university scholarship, university fully funded scholarship, then in any case you will get around 3000 RMB per month for 3 years time duration. And if you are PhD student, then for ANSU scholarship, it is around 6,000 in first semester, and after a qualification exams, you will get 7,000 RMB per month for 4 years, as well as free accommodation or subsidy of 1,000 RMB is provided by the university and your host institute. For PhD, the amount for CSC scholarship and university fully funded scholarship is 3,500 RMB for 4 years. And sorry, here for university scholarship, the duration of funding is 3 years, and for CSC, this is 4 years. And in case of CSC, you will get free accommodation, on campus accommodation from CSC. If you are going for off campus accommodation, then university or institute will pay a part of it. If you get enrolled in partially funded university scholarship, then you will get full tuition fee waiver, which is included in ANSU and CSC, and health insurance, which is also part of these kind of scholarship, ANSU, CSC, and university scholarship. Then master stipend is 3,000 RMB for 3 years, and for PhD is 3,500 RMB per month for 4 years, and there is no accommodation provided by the university in partially funded scholarship. However, in some cases, partial scholarship cover vary across the university. Like funding may vary. Like some provide accommodation with small amount of stipend. Like if they are providing you accommodation, then they will reduce this amount to 1,500 or to 2,000. Or some provide stipend with no accommodation, or some only waive tuition fees. So it depends in which university you got the partially funded scholarship. And one major benefit of ANSU scholarship, if it's your first time travel to China, then they will provide you one-way ticket, your journey with the amount of 3,000 RMB for your first travel to Beijing or in any city of China. So coming back directly towards the eligibility, what kind of requirements they uh, require from an applicant? As you can see, there is no strict requirement except age. Master applicants should be under 35 years age and doctoral should be under 40. This is same for the CSC and ANSO scholarship. And if we talk about other requirements, these are be proficient in English or Chinese, or you cannot work during your period of scholarship. This is strict policy by the Chinese universities in most of the cases, that work is not allowed during your studies. CSC application itself doesn't require IELTS. However, university may ask you to provide IELTS as well. But this is requirement by, I can say, 30% universities in China that they require IELTS examination. For ANSO scholarship, you don't need IELTS. Okay, next, the most important, what documents you need to prepare to apply for application. You already got your acceptance letter. You already have your research proposal ready. You already gone through the requirements of university. Then you are going to apply for the, you are going to fill your online application. For that, you need a CV. You need a passport, which is at least 1 year validity. Degree of highest education, like if you are applying for PhD, then you need degree for masters, and this is as also optional. If you are going to apply with hope certificate, then you are eligible to apply, but you have to present at the time of registration your degree. When you come to China, or maybe it is required by the embassy JRE office as well, but for the application time you can apply with transcript only. Two recommendation letters. Language proficiency certificate, I already cleared about the IELTS as well. Then you need to present a research proposal or study plan. Non-criminal police character certificate that you can get in Pakistan from Khidmat Center, and that should be valid, and its validity is 6 months, so it should be within 6 months. Physical examination, it is a kind of medical exams that is required by the university. And CSC, for ANSO scholarship, you don't need physical examination as well. And of course, publish article if you have any. So about recommendation letter and English language certificate, you can get it from your last university. And physical examination form is mostly available on university website. You need to do some tests and then get it signed and stamped from the medical specialist MS of the any DHQ or THQ hospital. At this stage, you don't need to verify your degrees from board, HEC or MOFA. You can just simply scan your original documents and upload them. So the last part is about the online application and interview. So first I will discuss about the online application of ANSO scholarship. You need to submit only university application form, and there is no separate application form for ANSO. And you have to upload scanned copies on the application portal only. You don't need to send any hard copy to the university. As you can see the application portal picture, you have to enter your general information, your contact information, application preference, education background and working experience, fund source. Here you have to select your scholarships and referee and contact in China. Here you mostly get your referees recommendation letter upload and some person in your from your friends or family. For referees to upload your recommendation letter, ANSO scholarship requires that recommendation letter should be submitted to online application by the referees. Like if you get recommendation letter from a professor in your last university, then make sure you have his contact either via email or WhatsApp. So when you submit application, you can just enter his name, position, and email. Then university and application portal will automatically send email to professor with details how he can upload your recommendation letter. So this should be submitted by the professor, not by you. Then about selection of your major. and that you have to select your major. And above this is institute selection option. You can select your institute. You have to select your supervisor. Here you will get a list of supervisors and you have to choose your own. If your supervisor name is not here, try different major and category. If still you are unable to get your supervisor name, then you have to contact the ISO International Student Office of that institute so they can add your supervisor name over here. Then you have to upload his acceptance letter provided by him in the application portal, and university will also contact your supervisor to update your details. Then the last portion about what kind of scholarship you can select while you are applying for ANSO scholarship in a single take. You can apply for ANSO scholarship for young talents. Then you can say that I will agree to be considered for ANSO CAS. This is a subcategory of ANSO and it has 40 seats separately, but these are included in overall 300 or 500 seats totally offered by the ANSO. Then you can take mark UCAS full as well and UCAS partial as well. Here you can see the first option is about CSC Chinese Government Scholarship. I have listed a code over here that I have submitted CSC application separately and ANSO application separately for UCAS. But for CSC application in masters, it is not recommended to apply on CSC. Like if you have only one acceptance letter, then you can apply on CSC as well. But if you have two acceptance letter from different universities in China, then utilize your CSC in some other universities, not in UCAS. Why not in UCAS? Because UCAS already have 4 different kind of scholarship, and Chinese government assign unlimited number of seats to masters and PhD in Chinese under Chinese government scholarship, CSC scholarship to UCAS. For PhD, you can apply CSC for masters. It is not recommended to apply on CSC in UCAS. CSC, as I already mentioned before, allows only one application, so you'd use it wisely. If you have more than one acceptance letter from different universities in China, so you should consult with your senior or some one in China. There are different platforms where you can contact. So the summary is that you utilize your CSC application very wisely. Here is CSC application portal screenshot, and you have to consider that some universities requires university application portal as well as CSC application. So you have to submit 2 applications separately. As previously I mentioned here that I have put a number over here that I got from CSC portal after submission. So if you have apply in a different university, then they will have university portal as well, then CSC portal as well. So you have to upload scanned copies, pay application fees if there is any, then the again recommendation letter or needed to submit by the professor separately for CSC. And once you submit your ANSO and CSC application, university may ask you to revise some of your documents which are maybe not clearly scanned or maybe incomplete documents. So you have to uh, repeat your application process or modify your application process during if you receive email from the university. So make sure you check your email inbox as well as your spam folder once you submit your application. So after submission of your application, you have to appear for an interview in CSC. Mostly it depends on the university. If university is interested or it has a policy to conduct interview, then you will have to appear in an online interview. For ANSO, it is compulsory. And for ANSO scholarship, they conduct interview mostly in February and March. The deadline for ANSO is 15 February. So once they complete the initial scrutiny of your documents, then they will invite you to the online interview and they will send you the details about the interview. So you have to make a PPT and you can include your introduction, education background, research experience, research interest. That research interest must match your research proposal or study plan that you have submitted on application portal. And you have to go through your CV, what you have mentioned in your CV, and make sure you have command over all the qualities and skills you have mentioned in your CV. Then you can add one or two slides about why you decided to study in this university and in China. And the most important thing is that you have to follow the time restriction. If you have given you 5 minutes, that means 5 minutes, not even a second or more. They will cut you after the time hours, and you have to stop over there. Then the results of Chinese universities start from CSC and ANSO scholarships from June to mid of July, and after that you will get your visa documents from the university. And if you application is successful, or if even if you are waiting for your result, you can get your documents attested from various authorities in Pakistan if you haven't before. For attestation, matric and FSC, you need to do attestation from ICBC, Interboard Committee of Chairman, and then MOFA. For BSc, MSc, and master's degree, you have to get attestation from university, and it is only requirement of some universities, then HEC, and finally MOFA. So you have to attest all of these documents, and a valid non-criminal certificate from MOFA as well, which is required for your visa application at JERI office or Chinese embassy. So to sum up my today's talk, first, you have to prepare a good CV and find your relevant supervisor, and then you have to send him email for acceptance letter. Once you get acceptance, you will get a topic as well to write a research proposal, and then complete your documents and your application process, and that's it. Then you have to appear in an online interview, which is optional, and wait for your final result. At the end, before we go to the question answer session, I would like to thanks Scholars Bridge Society (SBS) for this providing this platform that enables me to connect with the graduates from various universities in Pakistan, and also I will like to thanks my colleague fellows for their assistance in making and reviewing this presentation. So that's all from my side. If you have any question, you may raise your hand, and host will invite you answer this question.
जी एक हमारी ये है रिमशा आपी, आप क्वेश्चन पूछना चाह रही हैं तो आप अपना माइक अनम्यूट कर दें काइंडली।
Sir, can you listen? Hello?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. सर मेरा क्वेश्चन था कि मैंने कुछ यूनिवर्सिटीज़ में अप्लाई किया हुआ है फॉर एक्सेप्टेंस लेटर, एंड आई हैव 2 AQ1 पब्लिकेशंस PFAs पे फ्रॉम एनवायरमेंटल साइंसेस, ठीक है, और उसके अलावा मेरा जो टॉपिक था उससे रेलिवेंट ही मैंने सारे प्रोफेसर्स को सर्च आउट किया था, लेकिन अभी तक मुझे एक्सेप्टेंस लेटर नहीं आया। मैंने पूछना था इसमें कितना टाइम लग जाता है, क्योंकि अभी वहाँ पे क्रिसमस हॉलीडेज भी जा रहे हैं, तो इट मीन वीक और 2 जब मैंने अपने सारे लेटर्स वो ईमेल्स भेजी थी, तो अभी तक मुझे कोई एक्सेप्टेंस लेटर वगैरह या कोई रिप्लाई नहीं आया किसी भी मेल का।
अच्छा, इसमें इस तरह है कि आपकी जो हॉलीडेज ड्यूरेशन है चाइना में क्रिसमस की हॉलीडेज नहीं होती। चाइनीज यहाँ पे सिर्फ जो है वो चाइना न्यू ईयर हॉलीडेज, जो इनका चाइनीज का अपना न्यू ईयर होता है, उसकी छुट्टियां होती हैं, और वो नेक्स्ट 2025 के लिए वो स्टार्ट होंगी बाय द लास्ट वीक ऑफ जनवरी। 2 वीक्स होती हैं, लास्ट वीक जनवरी और फर्स्ट वीक ऑफ February. About your second part of your question, that you have sent email and professors are not replying, and in how much time you can get your acceptance letter. So it totally depends on the supervisor as well. If he's interested in your profile, then he can respond to you within 5 minutes after once you send your email, if he's on in his office and he opens your email immediately, or either maybe in 1 or 2 days you can get your response. After 2 days, if you don't get response, you can send a reminder email to that professor, but you have to make sure about what kind of professor you are approaching, if it is he's the right person. And sometimes it happens that professor may not have vacancy for international students, so they don't bother to reply to the that kind of to international students. Some replied that they don't have vacancy, or they already have international students, or they already committed to someone. So in that case, some professor replied, but not all. The only solution to this problem is that you can send one email, and after 2 days, waiting for 2 days, if you don't get response, you can send a reminder email. And even after that, if you don't get response, then you can move on to next professor. That's the only solution.
Okay. And there were some universities that require, HSK test, their test for Chinese language.
Yes.
Even
That is
they were
what I have
mentioned
mentioned
in the
in the initial
CSC.
slides. Once you open your university website, you have to check the language requirement. Some universities require HSK, which is kind of Chinese language proficiency test, like IELTS in is official test for the English. So they require HSK. So that means you have to make sure that your medium of instruction and medium of program you are applying for is taught in English. If that program is in Chinese, then it will be maybe cause problem for you. Like in China, some universities call students with major in Chinese language. They teach in Chinese language, but for the first year they teach you Chinese language, and after that, after 1 year, they require some official HSK 3 or HSK 4 test from you, and then you can continue your studies. But it's better and highly recommended that you choose and select a course that offers by the university in English.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Any other? ओके, कमेंट्स में एक क्वेश्चन है। सर, माय क्वेश्चन इज अबाउट एक्सेप्टेंस लेटर। क्या पहले प्रोफेसर को मेल करना पड़ता है, मींस कि अप्लाई करने से पहले? जी हाँ, पहले आपको जो है वो प्रोफेसर को अप्रोच करना होता है, और उस एक्सेप्टेंस लेटर लेने के बाद जो है वो सेकंड स्टेप आपका एप्लीकेशन का होता है। इवन इन आंसू स्कॉलरशिप from last year they have allowed to submit an application without acceptance letter. अगर आपके पास acceptance letter नहीं है, then you can also apply, but in that case your chances to secure a scholarship are very low. I can see the hand is from Adiba Gulfraz. Host, if you can
जी मैंने
allow
उनका
her mic.
माइक अलाउ कर दिया है, काइंडली वो अनम्यूट करके क्वेश्चन पूछ लें जो उनका क्वेश्चन है।
Okay, Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Walaikum salam.
I wanted to know there is very difficulty in finding the potential supervisor, as the Chinese university websites are difficult to navigate for me. Can we get list of
Okay.
the supervisors of a specified field?
Uh, there are different options and platforms that can you utilize. One option is directly to go on Google and search your major and write Chinese professors. So you may get some professors list on the ResearchGate as well and Google Scholar as well. The second option is to approach via university. You choose and decide your universities first, which university you are going to target, and the pathway to that is you need to select your universities. Like you can search for 5 or 10 top ranked universities or in top 50. Uh, in the PPT I have mentioned, you can search those universities as well. So once you decide your university, then you have to browse through university website. And in order to go to university website, sometime it doesn't open in Google Chrome. If you have some older version of Google Chrome, then the solution to that is that you can use some other browsing software, like you can use Microsoft Edge, you can use Firefox. So that's the options that you have to approach that university's website. And if that is in Chinese, then I already told you how you can change the or translate the page into English as well. So I know that is difficulty. First, I plan to share some universities link over here. Uh, then I realized that it's not, I can say, kind of good gesture. If you get faculty list, then what students do, they bombard the email to professor directly without searching their major. So if a student is very keen to look for a supervisor, then I'm sure that he can go through the website as well. But if you still want a list, then I will share a list of different universities link, faculty profile or department profile, and you can get it from the host in your WhatsApp group.
Yes, it would be very helpful if you can share it. Thank you, sir.
Okay, I will share. Okay, ji. Any other question?
सर चैट बॉक्स में 2-3 क्वेश्चंस हैं।
जी, मैं देख लेता हूँ. To apply for masters, do we have to submit research proposal? Yes, you have to submit research proposal during your online application. And for supervisor, you don't need to prepare a research proposal before you get an acceptance. Mostly students क्या करते हैं कि application material तैयार करते हुए उनकी कोशिश होती है कि research proposal भी बना लिया जाए. लेकिन आप श्योर नहीं होते कि जिस प्रोफेसर को आप अप्रोच करेंगे उसका रिसर्च इंटरेस्ट और जिस टॉपिक पे आपने रिसर्च प्रपोजल बनाया है वो आपस में मैच करेंगे या अलाइन करेंगे या नहीं. सो इट्स बेटर वंस यू हैव एन एक्सेप्टेंस, then you write your research proposal. And research proposal is the application requirement, not the professor requirement. Is there any funded summer school? Yes, different universities in China have summer school, like my university, University of Chinese Academy of Sciences. They announce their summer school, which is held almost 3 to 4 weeks in the month of July, and they separately advertise for that. And that advertisement is almost in the month of March or April, I guess. So at that time, I can share the details about my university with you guys. But for other universities, you can like search and browse some China scholarship groups where you can get such information. Pre-internship before bachelor degree, it's difficult to find due to language barrier. because in China mostly bachelor degrees are offered in Chinese language. So it's hard to say that you can do internship in China during your bachelor degrees. But for master and PhD, you can do a kind of collaboration, and you can come here as an exchange program that is also funded by CSC, and you have to submit a separate application for that. Name group में share कर दें. Okay, I will share the list of schools and universities in the group. Can we apply on the basis of 7th or 6th semester transcript? Not 6th semester, but I will say you can submit application on the basis of your 7th semester, and that result of 7th semester should be in a kind of single page document that you can upload on the application portal with the hope certificate that you will graduate by next year. But even if you are going to applying for September 2025 intake and now you are in your 7th semester, then you will complete your degree in June or July. That will be the result announcement time for your application. And if your university provide your degree within 2 months before you come to China, then that's all right. So you have to make calculation about in how much time you can get your degree. When you come to China and you have to do a registration process over here, at that time you need your degree. Is there any English or letter for summer school? No, there is no requirement of English language, or you don't need an acceptance letter for summer school. You just need to complete an application online and submit it. And after 1 or 2 months, if you are shortlisted, university will send you an email. Can we
ये
only
सर एक
apply
हमारे
for?
अली भाई पूछना चाह रहे थे क्वेश्चन, तो
जी जी.
बता दें, मैं अनम्यूट कर दिया.
Ali, you can unmute yourself. Okay, meanwhile, I have another question. Can we only apply for only once university through CSC, or is it possible to apply for more? You can apply CSC scholarship only in one university. For other universities, you can apply on university fully funded scholarship, or there are some presidential or provincial government scholarships like in Shanghai, like in Wuhan and Xi'an. They have their own provincial scholarship. So you can apply in those in other universities in such kind of scholarships. For CSC, you have only one application. How much chances of acceptance in summer school? To be honest, they prefer students from European countries or some, I can say, African countries. But if you apply and you submit your application, there are some chances that you can get enrolled in summer school. Yes, passport is required. Any foreign scholarship or foreign program you are going to apply and submit the application of that program, you will need a passport as well. Yes, Ali Tabish, you can unmute yourself, I think. Or you can simply type your question in chat box.
अली ताबिश, आप अपना माइक अनम्यूट कर दें, आप क्वेश्चन पूछना चाह रहे थे. आई थिंक शायद उनका कोई इंटरनेट का इशू है.
ओके, उनका मैसेज आ गया चैट बॉक्स में ओके का. लेट्स वेट फॉर हर क्वेश्चन. व्हाट क्वालिटीज, अहमद पूछ रहे हैं, व्हाट क्वालिटीज आर एक्सपीरियंस दैट हेल्प टू improve chance of summer school acceptance? I don't know what exactly a university is looking while hiring for a summer school, because it's very short term duration, and mostly students with the background in physical sciences and engineering sciences are eligible to apply, and they have chance to get. So exactly to say what are their requirements or what experience they need is hard. Most generally, they need that you must be enrolled in your final year of your master's or PhD degree program. So such kind of students are eligible. There is no such criteria that you meet that and you will definitely get enrollment in summer school. Veterinary medicines, I don't think so that my university offered summer school with such background. Okay, anyone else? Still waiting for Ali Tabi's question, if he has any. Yes, you can
सर
find
ये another question है
major
chat box में.
related to applied psychology as well. Even in UCAS, if I'm not wrong, they have one institute related to psychology. So you can try to contact professor from that institute or other universities psychology department. Yes, Zain, आप कुछ कह रहे थे?
जी सर मैं इनका ही कह रहा था कि क्वेश्चन है चैट बॉक्स में.
Okay, yeah, I think there's no more question. Over to you, Zain.
Okay, I think question session answer is complete. In closing, I would like to extend our deepest gratitude to our speaker for sharing his knowledge and valuable insight with us today. Thank you, sir, for giving us time out of your busy schedule. We are truly grateful for the guidance that you provided regarding this scholarship. And I'm also thankful for to the members involved in conducting today's webinar. With a heartfelt gratitude, we draw a curtain on today's webinar and we eagerly anticipate the pleasure of your company in the future. Until we meet again, may you remain safe and well. Allah Hafiz.